Boom. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Monday edition of the Sports Report. I am yours truly, Sportscaster 89. As you can see, I'm in my Miami Marlins gear. As you know, I'm a Miami Marlins baseball fan, so I'm letting you guys know that we will dive into baseball throughout the Sports Report today. We're also going to dive into the national championship game between Gonzaga and Baylor. That is tonight on CBS, so we'll dive into that as well. We'll also dive into the NBA today as well on this Monday edition of the Sports Report. I am Sportscaster 89. For those of you that do not know me, I am Sportscaster 89 on my channel. Please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel at Sportscaster 89 on YouTube. I will share this on my social media platforms, on my Facebook page. I will share this so you all can see what I've been able to do in regards to my sports reports. So today we're going to dive into MLB. It's opening week, as you all know, in Major League Baseball. We're going to dive into NHL today as well. We're going to dive into the NBA, and we're going to preview this evening's national championship game in college basketball between the Gonzaga Bulldogs and the Baylor Bears. The undefeated Gonzaga Bulldogs are one win away from becoming the first team to have a perfect season, winning the championship since the 1975-76 Indiana Hoosiers that were coached by Bob Knight back in the day. You had Quinn Buckner, who was on that squad as well. But Coach Bobby Knight coached the 1975-1976 Indiana Hoosiers, who were undefeated, that won the title. So Gonzaga is one victory away tonight. Can they make history tonight against Baylor? We will dive into that preview in a matter of minutes. But first, guys, we will dive into yesterday's baseball boatload of games that happened yesterday. So we will start in Denver as you had the Colorado Rockies at home against the LA Dodgers. The LA Dodgers get the win over the Rockies 4-2. Julio Urias got the win. Austin Gomber suffers the defeat for the Rockies, and Knebel gets the save for the Dodgers. Next, we go to Yankee Stadium in the Bronx as the Blue Jays take 2 out of 3 from the Bronx Bombers 3-1. Borowski got the win for Toronto. He's 1-0. And the loss went to Domingo Germán, and Brandon Merriweather gets a second save of the season for Toronto as the Blue Jays get the series victory over the Bronx Bombers 3-1. Next, the Houston Astros took on the Oakland A's from Ring Coliseum in Oakland yesterday to wrap up their series, and the Astros get the win over the A's 9-2. The winner was Belock. He's 1-0, and Sean Manaea suffers the defeat for the Oakland A's. Next, we head to San Diego as the Diamondbacks took on the Padres. The Padres lose this one by a final of 3-1. Fernando Tatis had a home run in the bottom of the ninth for the Padres, but it was not enough. They lose this one by 2 runs, 3-1 to Arizona. But San Diego does get the series win yesterday over Arizona, losing 3-1 to Arizona. The winner was Widener. He's 1-0. Chris Paddock suffers a defeat for San Diego. He's 0-1 this season. And Chris Davinsky gets his first save of the year for Arizona. Next, we head to Wrigley Field as the Chicago Cubs took on the Pittsburgh Pirates, and the Cubs get the victory over Pittsburgh by a run 4-3. Kyle Davies gets the win for Chicago. He's 1-0. And Keller suffers the defeat for Pittsburgh. He's 0-1. Craig Kimbrell gets a save for the Chicago Cubs, his first one of the season. Next, we head to Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia as the Phillies defeat the Braves in their opening series 2-1. They sweep the Braves in this 3-game series. Jose Alvarado gets the victory for Philly, and Chris Martin suffers a loss for Atlanta. The save went to Hector Neris, his first save of the 2021 season for the Fighting Phils as they sweep the Braves out of town with a 2-1 win yesterday afternoon. Last night on Sunday Night Baseball, you had the Anaheim Angels taking on the Chicago White Sox. The Angels get the victory over the White Sox by 3 runs as Dylan Walsh hit a walk-off 3-run shot in the bottom of the ninth for the Halos as they get the victory over the White Sox 7-4. The winning pitcher was Rafael Iglesias. He's 1-0. The loss went to Luis Ruiz for the Chicago White Sox as they lose a series in Anaheim 7-4 behind Dylan Walsh's walk-off 3-run shot for Anaheim in the bottom of the ninth last night. The Orioles are undefeated at 3-0. They sweep the Red Sox 11-3. The winning pitcher was Zimmerman for Baltimore. He's 1-0. The loss went to Richards. He's 0-1 for Boston. Boston going 0-3 for the first time since 1978. And they're 0-3 for the first time since 2012. The Red Sox are struggling offensively mightily. So if I'm a Boston Red Sox fan right now, I'd be highly concerned right now. I know it's the opening series. I know you're not supposed to really assess this team after just 3 games. So we'll see where this goes for the Red Sox in their next series, which I will dive into who they're going to play today. So let's continue on with the scores and highlights from yesterday's baseball action. The Reds defeat the Cardinals 12-1. Hoffman gets the win for the Reds. He's 1-0. And Carlos Martinez suffers a defeat for St. Louis. He's 0-1 on the year. Next, we head to Comerica Park in Detroit as the Indians defeat the Tigers 9-3. Savelli gets the win for Cleveland. Norris suffers a loss for Detroit as the Indians beat the Tigers yesterday 9-3. In Kansas City, the Rangers took on the Royals. The Texas Rangers get the win over Kansas City yesterday 7-3. The winner was Jordan Lyles. He's 1-0. And Singer is 0-1 for Kansas City. He suffers the defeat for the Kansas City Royals as they lose 7-3 over Texas. Next, we head to Miller Park as the Milwaukee Brewers took on an interleague matchup against the Minnesota Twins. The Twins get the victory over Milwaukee yesterday by 6 runs, 8-2, as Michael Pineda gets the victory for Minnesota. He's 1-0 on the year. And Hauser losing this one for Milwaukee. He's 0-1 on the year. So that was it for yesterday's action in baseball. Let's take a look at today's matchups in Major League Baseball. And we are going to start with a few afternoon games on the slate. The Twins will take on the Tigers from Comerica Park this afternoon. You can catch that game at 1:10 Eastern time. Matt Shoemaker will make his debut for the Twins on the mound. He'll be opposed by Jose Urena for the Detroit Tigers. So Twins, Tigers this afternoon at 1:10. Next, we have an afternoon game this afternoon from Globe Life Field in Arlington as the Rangers will open up their home schedule against the Toronto Blue Jays. Mats will be on the mound for Toronto against Stephen Fultonevich. So the Rangers and the Blue Jays will get their series started. First pitch is slated for 4:05 Eastern time. It's the Rangers and the Blue Jays this afternoon in Texas's home opener. As Fultonevich will be on the bump for the Rangers. Mats will be on the mound for Toronto. Also at 4:10 this afternoon, the Cleveland Indians will have their home opener at Progressive Field as they'll take on the Kansas City Royals. Matt Duffy will be on the mound against Allen for Cleveland. So that's a 4:10 first pitch there from Progressive Field in Cleveland. Next, we'll go to games in the evening slate, and we'll start with the Pittsburgh Pirates. They will take on the Cincinnati Reds tonight at 6:40. You have Brewraker for Pittsburgh against De Leon for the Cincinnati Reds. That's your pitching matchup tonight for the Pirates and Reds from Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati. Also tonight at 6:40, the Marlins will be at home against the St. Louis Cardinals at 6:40 Eastern Time. Ponce de Leon will be on the mound for St. Louis as he'll be opposed by Asmil Rogers and the Miami Marlins tonight at home, as the Marlins will continue their home schedule against the St. Louis Cardinals tonight at 6:40 from Lone Depot Park in Miami. So first pitch is slated for 6:40 today as the Marlins continue their home schedule against the St. Louis Cardinals. Next we have the Mets. They will start their season against the Philadelphia Phillies from Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia. It'll be Jacob deGrom against Matt Moore of the Philadelphia Phillies. That first pitch is slated for 7:05 Eastern Time. Your pitching matchup in Philly will be Jacob deGrom for the Mets against Matt Moore of the Philadelphia Phillies at 7:05 Eastern Time from Citizens Bank Park in Philly. Next, we have a National League Central showdown as the Brewers will take on the Cubs from Wrigley Field in Chicago. It'll be Chase Anderson for Milwaukee against Williams for the Chicago Cubs. So that pitch is slated for 7:40 Eastern Time. It's the Brewers and the Chicago Cubs from Wrigley Field. Once again, your pitching matchup this evening will be Chase Anderson for Milwaukee. He'll be opposed by Williams of the Chicago Cubs. Next, we head to the American League West. Out west late tonight at 9:38 Eastern Time. It'll be the Houston Astros continuing their West Coast trip as they'll take on the Anaheim Angels. And the pitching matchup there will be Garcia against Jose Quintana. He'll make his pitching debut for the Anaheim Angels tonight against the Houston Astros. That game is slated for 9:38 Eastern Time from Angel Stadium in Anaheim. And to wrap it up, we have a matchup between the Chicago White Sox against the Seattle Mariners from Safeco Field in Seattle. First pitch is slated for 10:10 Eastern Time. Your matchup there is Rondon for the Chicago White Sox. He'll be opposed by Sheffield of the Mariners. So once again, the White Sox Mariners tonight at 10:10 from Safeco Field in Seattle. Rondon will be opposed by Sheffield of the Seattle Mariners. So that's your Monday slate for today in Major League Baseball. Now, let's dive into the NBA. Let's dive into yesterday's basketball games from the NBA. Bear with me, you guys. I know you're still listening. So here we go. From yesterday's matchups. We'll start with the Chicago Bulls yesterday afternoon against the Brooklyn Nets. The Chicago Bulls snapped their 6-game losing streak with an 8-point win over the Brooklyn Nets, 115-107. Also, yesterday afternoon, you had the Clippers taking on their rival, the Lakers, from the Staples Center, and the Clippers get the win over the Lakers, the defending NBA champs, yesterday afternoon by 18, 104-86. The Lakers lose this one by 18 on the road. They're considered the road team in this one. They lose this one by a final of 104-86. They lost by 18. The Bobcats continue to struggle at Boston, losing this one by 20, 116-86. The Grizzlies defeat the Sixers in Philly by 16, 116-100. The Hawks defeat the Warriors by 6 at home, 117-111. The Pelicans defeat the Rockets last night in Houston by 7, 122-115. And the Nuggets defeat the Magic at home by 10, 119-109. Now, let's talk about tonight's action in the NBA. At 7 o'clock tonight, you have an in-state battle between the Brooklyn Nets at home against the New York Knicks at 7. The Wizards will take on the Raptors in Tampa. The Jazz will take on the Mavericks from American Airlines Center in Dallas at 7. The Kings will take on the Timberwolves at 7 o'clock from Minnesota. The Pistons will take on the OKC Thunder in Oklahoma City at 7. The Spurs will take on the Cavaliers at home from AT&T Center in San Antonio. And the Rockets will take on the Suns in Houston to wrap up the NBA slate on this Monday. Like I said, we will repeat these one more time for you all. The Knicks will take on the Nets from Barclays Center in Brooklyn at 7 on NBA TV. The Wizards will take on the Raptors from Tampa at Amalie Arena in Tampa. The Jazz will take on the Mavericks from American Airlines Center in Dallas at 7. The Kings will take on the Timberwolves from the Target Center in Minneapolis. The Pistons will take on the Thunder from OKC at 7. The Spurs will entertain the Cavaliers at home at 7. And to wrap up the NBA slate on this Monday, it'll be the Rockets at home entertaining the Phoenix Suns from Toyota Center in Houston. Now, let's head to the National Hockey League. And then we will preview tonight's NCAA matchup between Baylor and Gonzaga and what you need to look out for in this matchup tonight. All right, you guys, let's get to the scores from yesterday first before we start diving into the previews of tonight's action in hockey. All right, guys, let's dive into the scores from yesterday from the National Hockey League. The Red Wings defeat the Lightning 5-1 yesterday afternoon. The Panthers shut out the Blue Jackets 3-0. The Capitals beat the Devils by a goal 5-4 from Prudential Center in Newark. The Hurricanes beat the Stars 1-0 in a shutout at home. The Maple Leafs defeat the Flames 4-2. The Coyotes defeat the Ducks in overtime by a goal 3-2. And the Vancouver Canucks and Winnipeg Jets game was postponed yesterday. So once again, we'll run down these scores for you all one more time. The Red Wings defeat the Lightning 5-1. The Panthers shut out the Blue Jackets 3-0. The Capitals beat the Devils on the road by a goal 5-4. The Hurricanes shut out the Dallas Stars 1-0. The Maple Leafs defeat the Flames 4-2. And the Coyotes defeat the Ducks in overtime last night 3-2 from Anaheim at the Honda Center last night. Now, let's dive into tonight's action from the National Hockey League. We have several games for you tonight to keep you highly entertained in hockey. So we will start at 7 o'clock as the Philadelphia Flyers head to Boston or TD Garden to take on the Bruins. The Oilers will entertain the Canadiens from Montreal. The Senators will entertain the Winnipeg Jets. And next we have the Vegas Golden Knights entertain the St. Louis Blues from St. Louis. The Avalanche will entertain the Wild. And to wrap up today's action in hockey, you have the Coyotes out west to take on the Los Angeles Kings from downtown Los Angeles in the Staples Center. Once again, we will dive into these matches for you all again. So the Flyers will entertain the Bruins in Boston. The Edmonton Oilers will entertain the Canadiens. The Senators will entertain the Jets. The Golden Knights will entertain the Blues from St. Louis. The Avalanche will entertain the Wild from St. Paul, the XL Center in St. Paul, Minnesota. The Maple Leafs will entertain the Flames. And to wrap up the hockey slate tonight in the NHL, it'll be the Los Angeles Kings at home in downtown Los Angeles at the Staples Center to play the Arizona Coyotes at 10 o'clock Eastern Time. You can catch that game on Bally Sports Arizona and Bally Sports West. Like I said, you guys, we will dive into these matchups tomorrow. We will give you the recap of these games. So like I said, you guys, Let's do these matchups one more time so you all can understand what I'm saying here. The Flyers will entertain the Bruins at 7 from Boston. The Oilers will entertain the Canadiens from Montreal. The Senators will entertain the Jets from Winnipeg. The Golden Knights of Vegas will take on the St. Louis Blues from St. Louis. The Avalanche will entertain the Minnesota Wild from XL Center in St. Paul, Minnesota. The Maple Leafs will take on the Calgary Flames from the Saddledome in Calgary. And finally, to wrap up tonight in the NHL, it'll be the Arizona Coyotes taking on the Los Angeles Kings from downtown Los Angeles in the Staples Center. And now we will dive into let's dive into tonight's national championship game between Baylor and Gonzaga. This is the matchup everybody's been waiting for. So, bear with me, you guys. We will preview this matchup. By the way, you guys, before we continue, let's congratulate the Stanford Cardinal of the women's basketball team for winning last night's NCAA championship over Arizona. They won by 1. Haley Jones was the most outstanding player for Stanford last night. She had 18 points to go along with a few rebounds for Stanford. They get their first title since 1992, and this will be Coach Tara Vanderveer's third title with the Stanford Cardinal as coach. This will be their first since 1992. So hats off to Arizona and Coach Barnes and Ari McDonald. They were tremendous throughout this tournament. They made it far. Congratulations to them. They'll be back next season in women's college basketball. So hats off to Arizona and hats off to Coach Barnes and player Ari McDonald for winning Player of the Year in the women's game. So hats off to Arizona and hats off to the Stanford Cardinal. Congratulations to those ladies. They deserve respect. They deserve mad props. Look at the Stanford Cardinal. They had to endure not being able to play at home. They had to be on the road for 10 weeks throughout the season. They had to play the entire NCAA tournament on the road. They had to play in that San Antonio bubble. But the Stanford Cardinal women's team, they were highly impressed throughout the season. So congratulations to the Stanford Cardinal, their first title since 1992. Hats off to Coach Tara Vanderveer and player sophomore Haley Jones. She was the most outstanding player for Stanford last night. Hats off to Stanford. Congratulations on the women's side. Congratulations to the Stanford Cardinal. Mad props to Coach Tara Vanderveer and player Haley Jones, the sophomore. She was the most outstanding player for Stanford last night. So congratulations to Stanford. And now we're going to preview tonight's national championship on the men's side. You have the Gonzaga Bulldogs are looking to make history as the first team to be undefeated since 1975-76. Indiana Hoosiers, the last team to win a title undefeated. Can Gonzaga do it tonight? I'm going to say yes, they will. As much as I love Baylor, I love Gonzaga even more because of the talent they have. And if you guys did not see that game-winning three-pointer by Jalen Suggs in overtime against UCLA on Saturday in the national semifinal, boy, that was unbelievable. That was impressive. Jalen Suggs, the freshman for Gonzaga, hit this shot nearly, near midcourt. Near half court, he made that shot, and UCLA, give them credit. They did what they were supposed to do, but in the end, Gonzaga was just too much in that overtime. Give UCLA credit. They did what they were supposed to do. Ju Zhang was impressive for UCLA. Jules Bernard was impressive. Tiger Campbell was impressive. UCLA had a perfect game plan. They played a near-perfect game, but they just did not do enough in overtime to defeat the number one team in the country and the Gonzaga Bulldogs, who were trying to make history. Like I said, you guys, Gonzaga is for real. I love the way Coach Mark Few has done in that little school in Spokane, Washington. I like to give a shout out to my friend Nyla Pipe. She's a huge Gonzaga fan. I'm a huge fan of the Bulldogs. I believe that Gonzaga will get this done tonight. So here is the preview that I'm going to do for you guys right now. So like I said, we're going to preview tonight's national championship game. Like I said, we're going to preview tonight's national championship game between Baylor and Gonzaga. This will be at the coverage of this game will start at 9:20 on CBS. Like I said, Gonzaga and Butler and Baylor, this game will start at 9:20 on CBS. They're giving the Zags a 54% chance of winning this game. You have Drew Timme, who averages 19 points per game for Gonzaga on 65% shooting. Jared Butler averages 16 points per game for Baylor on 47% shooting from the field and 76% from the free throw line. So to me, we're going to do a huge preview of this game. Let's do it. See, guys, let's look at this. I will give you guys some keys to think about while you're watching this matchup tonight. Let's take a look. Like I said, Gonzaga is set to take on Baylor. Baylor defeated Houston. Like I said, they won 78-59 easily over the Cougars in the first national semifinal on Saturday. Gonzaga earned an overtime victory over UCLA by 3 with that incredible shot by Jalen Suggs near midcourt to dethrone the Bruins by 3, 93-90. So that was incredible. So now the 1 seeds will go at it tonight to crown a champion on the men's side of the college basketball season. This will be the final game of the college basketball season tonight. Baylor and Gonzaga, 9:20 Eastern time right here on CBS. You can also watch the game on the March Madness Live app. If you can't watch it on CBS tonight, like I said, CBS has the national championship game. It'll start at 9:20 Eastern time tonight. Number 1 Gonzaga, number 1 Baylor. Gonzaga's trying to be the first team since the 1976 Indiana Hoosiers to win the championship while undefeated. No other team had done that besides Indiana. Gonzaga is going to be that team to do it, and I believe they will tonight. So, if we look at the averages for both these squads right here between Baylor and Gonzaga, Drew Timme has averaged 19 points per game with 7 boards, while Corey Kispert, West Coast Conference Player of the Year, has averaged 18 points per game and 5 boards. For Baylor, Jared Butler has averaged 16 points per game to go along with 4.7 assists and 2 steals, while Davion Mitchell has put 14 points and 5.5 assists. I'll say this all once again. Gonzaga is led by Drew Timme throughout this tournament. He's averaged over 19 points per game on 7 boards. And Corey Kispert, West Coast Conference Player of the Year, has averaged 18 points and 5 boards. For Baylor, Jared Butler has averaged 16 points per game to go along with 4.7 assists and 2 steals, while Davion Mitchell has added 14 points for Baylor and 5 assists. When we look at Gonzaga from 3, we look at it from this perspective. Corey Kispert has attempted 200 3-pointers, 200 of those. And he's connected on 44% of those. And he's 17 of 38 in his last 5 games. I'll say all this again for you all. Corey Kispert from deep has attempted over 200 threes from deep. And he's connected on 44% of those. And he's 17 of 38 in the last 5 games for the Gonzaga Bulldogs from the outside. So, with all that said, we have to look at Gonzaga. We have to look at Baylor. We have to look at Gonzaga. Let's look at Gonzaga's assist to field goal ratio because this is unbelievable, you guys. So let's look at it from that perspective. The Bulldogs have recently used assists to create baskets more so than Baylor. If we look at Gonzaga, look at the numbers. And I'll tell you how their assist to field goal ratio has been in this tournament, which is incredible. Gonzaga has assisted on 69 of 104 field goals. That is a 66% clip. I will say all this again for you all. Gonzaga has assisted on 69 of 104 field goals. That is a 66% over the last 3 games. While looking at Baylor, Baylor has assisted on 49 of 85 field goals, which is 57% during its past 3 games. To say the least, I'm taking Gonzaga because, like I said, they are just the better team. They have the better, they have the better talent. They are NBA ready. They are NBA ready now. They are, they are the West Coast of Duke. And I said this to you all in the beginning because, like I said, I'm taking Gonzaga all the way. They have shown me all year long they can come back from deficits. And remember, like I said to you all in my March Madness preview, Gonzaga is something special. They have special players. They have Andrew Nembhard. They have Drew Timme. They have Jalen Suggs, who's the freshman, the newcomer of the West Coast Conference. They also have Corey Kispert, West Coast Conference Player of the Year. They have Ayayi as well, who can get it done for them. So I'm telling you all right here, right now, I'm taking the Zags tonight over Gonzaga. I'm taking Gonzaga over Baylor in a close game. It's going to be close. It's going to be eerily similar to UCLA. It's going to go to overtime, and I think Gonzaga is going to get it done. Because look at Baylor. Baylor has done a tremendous job all year long. But what is the key for me in this matchup between Gonzaga and Baylor tonight? It's going to be transition defense. If Baylor does not get back on defense when Gonzaga tries to get transition points, I don't see how Baylor is going to win this game because remember, Gonzaga, they are unbelievable. Like I said to you guys in the NCAA March Madness preview, Gonzaga averages over 90 points per game, which is number 1 in college basketball. 91 points per game. That's almost 92 points per game. I'm telling you all, Gonzaga is for real. I am going to say Gonzaga wins this one in a tight one. It's going to be tight. It's not going to be a blowout. So Baylor's going to give Gonzaga their best. But ultimately, in the end, I am taking the Zags over Baylor in a close one. It's going to go to overtime. It's going to come down to a buzzer beater again. But this time, it's not going to be Jalen Suggs who gets it done. It's either going to be Andrew Nembhard, Corey Kispert, or Drew Timme. Drew Timme is going to be a factor. Ayayi is going to be a factor for Gonzaga. So let me tell you all right now. And if we look at Baylor's defense, they're stingy. They're the most stingiest defense in the country. Baylor has forced opponents into turnovers on 24% of all possessions this year, which is the 8th highest rate among Division I teams. I repeat, Baylor has forced opponents into committing turnovers on 24% of all possessions this year. So to me, this is going to be a dandy tonight. This is the matchup that everybody's been waiting for. Because if you all remember, earlier in the season, these two teams were supposed to play one another, but what happened was because of COVID affecting the Baylor Bears, they could not play this game. So this is the matchup that I've been waiting for all season long in college basketball. So tonight, this should be a good one. I'm taking Gonzaga over Baylor. Gonzaga's a deeper team to me, and I think that Baylor is going to do their best to slow down Gonzaga. So to me, if I'm Baylor, I need to take a page out of what UCLA did on Saturday. You take away 2 of Gonzaga's strongest weapons on their team, and you force somebody else to beat them. Like I said, UCLA did a tremendous job on Saturday, but they did not do enough in overtime, to slow down Gonzaga. And that 3-point shot by Jalen Suggs was unbelievable, was incredible. Let's see what happens tonight. Like I said, you guys, I'm taking Gonzaga over Baylor. I think Gonzaga is just it's a better team. They're deeper. And you look at what I said in the March Madness preview earlier on when this tournament began. You look at Gonzaga's record in November and December, they were 8-1 against AQ teams that they played in this tournament. They played the likes of Iowa. They played the likes of Kansas. They played the likes of West Virginia. and they played Virginia. They beat all 4 of those teams. Like I said, they were 8-1 in November and December. The way Gonzaga's playing now, Gonzaga is the team. They're the team of destiny. They're on a mission. I love this team. I love Gonzaga. I love what Coach Mark Few has done. I love how they just recruit very, very well. They recruit very well internationally. So, like I said, Gonzaga is the West Coast of Duke and Coach K. See, to me, Gonzaga knows how to get it done. They're a Power 5 school. They play in a town called Spokane, Washington. The West Coast does not get a lot of hype because of the Power 5 that they're in. They don't get that kind of respect, but to me, tonight, you're going to need to respect Gonzaga because they're going to win it all. Gonzaga is so good. And I give you these numbers once again, you guys. Like I said, Gonzaga averages 91 points per game, which leads college basketball. College basketball, they lead the country in points per game at 91 points per game, which is like almost 92 points per game. They can outscore you. They can defend you. They have unbelievable players, like I said. They have Andrew Nembhard, the transfer from Florida. They have Jalen Suggs. They have Drew Timme. They have Corey Kispert. They have AIE. So I'm telling you guys, Gonzaga is deep. They're talented. They're unbelievable. They are going to win tonight, and I am taking the Zags over Baylor in a close one. It's going to come down to a buzzer beater similar to Saturday against UCLA and Gonzaga. I think it's going to come down to overtime, and I think Gonzaga is going to take over overtime, and Baylor just doesn't have enough to slow down the Zags. I'm taking Gonzaga over Baylor tonight in this matchup. So if you guys are just hopping on YouTube, this is Sportscaster 89. We are doing our Monday edition sports report like we always do. We highlight baseball, we highlight basketball, we highlight hockey. We are previewing tonight's men's Division I championship game between Baylor and Gonzaga. If you guys are just hopping on my channel, I am Sportscaster 89. Please like and subscribe to my channel. Click that subscribe button. Click the like button. Click that bell on the right-hand side. You can get all my videos when I go live. I do commentary on here. I do my sports reports every day. So today we are diving into tonight's Baylor and Gonzaga matchup. And I'll go through all this again with you guys again. So here we go. If you look at Gonzaga, they average over 91 points per game, which is number 1 in all of college basketball. I say that again. Gonzaga averages over 91 points per game, which is number 1 in the country. They're led by Drew Timme in this tournament. He's averaged over 19 points per game to go along with 7 boards. While the West Coast Conference Player of the Year, Corey Kispert, he's put up 18 points per game to go along with 5 boards. For Baylor, you look at Jared Butler. He's averaged over 16 points per game to go along with 4.7 assists and 2 steals. While Davion Mitchell has put up 14 points to go along with 5 assists for Baylor. Now, if you look at Davion Mitchell for Baylor, he has either made or assisted on 40% of Baylor's field goals over the last 3 games. The junior guard has accounted for 17 field goals on 19 assists in those games. But if we look at Gonzaga here, we look at them from deep. They are a huge threat from the outside. So with that said, you guys, Corey Kispert, the West Coast Conference Player of the Year, has attempted 203 pointers throughout this season, 200 of them from outside. He's connected on 44% of those. I reiterate, Corey Kispert, West Coast Conference Player of the Year, has attempted 203 point shots in this tournament from the outside, from beyond the arc. He's connected on 44% of those. And he's 17 of 38 in the last 5 games for the Zags. Once again, Corey Kispert has connected on 40% of his 3-point shots from the outside. He has hit 17 of 38 in the last 5 for the Zags. The Zags are going to win this one tonight. I am taking the Zags over Baylor. Zags have been tremendous all year long. They've come back. The game that stood out to me with Gonzaga this year was when they were down by 12 in the West Coast Conference Championship game against BYU. They were down by 12. They did not play well in that first half. A lot of people were like, oh, Gonzaga's going to lose this one, and that'll be the first loss of the year. But you know what? This newcomer from the West Coast Conference, the name Jalen Suggs. You guys are going to get to know him very, very well tonight in this matchup. He's going to be a top 5 prospect in the NBA draft. I'm telling you, Jalen Suggs is a tremendous freshman. He's unbelievable. That shot he hit against UCLA on Saturday in the national semifinal game, the second one of the night, was unbelievable. He hit it near midcourt, which was unbelievable in overtime. They had a few seconds left, so Mark Few drew a play, and Jalen Suggs said, you know what, let's end this game right here, right now, and he did. And that was unbelievable. It was incredible. I love what the Zags are doing. I believe they're going to win this one tonight against Baylor. I'm rooting for the Zags tonight. I believe they can get it done. They're so talented. They're so deep. I love what Coach Mark Few has done for Gonzaga. Like I said, I named these players they have. Andrew Nembhard, Corey Kispert, West Coast Conference Player of the Year. They have Jay Ajayi. They have unbelievable talent. Like I said, you guys, they can outscore you. Like I said, they are so good, Gonzaga is. They average over 91 points per game, which is number 1 in all college basketball. Number 1 in college basketball. They average over 91 points per game. 91 points per game. What does that tell you? That Gonzaga is going to win it all. They're defensive too. But Baylor's stingy also. But like I said, you guys, this should be a dynamic game tonight, the national championship game in college basketball to wrap up on the men's side. So remember, guys, 9:20 Eastern Time on CBS. You can catch the game. Jim Nantz will have the call along with Grant Hill and Bill Raftery, and Tracy Wilson will have the reports for both teams tonight. This game is at 9:20 Eastern Time. This will wrap up the final. This will wrap up the college basketball season on the men's side. So Baylor and Gonzaga, 9:20 Eastern Time on CBS. Jim Nantz, Bill Raftery, Grant Hill, Tracy Wilson. Coverage is going to start a little after 9. They're going to have a preview of this matchup, what to look for. I gave you all a matchup preview as well today on the Sports Report. And I'll give you some more previews, before we go today in the Sports Report. Because like I said, you guys, Gonzaga and Baylor, this is the matchup we've all been waiting for in college basketball this season. Both these teams are supposed to play each other in the NCAA tournament championship game. This is the matchup that everybody's been looking forward to. I'm looking forward to it. I'm choosing Gonzaga over Baylor because, like I said, Gonzaga is just a talented team. They have depth. They have Corey Kispert, like I said, West Coast Conference Player of the Year. They have Drew Timme. They have Jay Ajayi. They have Andrew Nembhard. They have Corey Kispert. They have Drew Timme. These guys are unbelievable. Corey Kispert has attempted 200 triples from the outside in this tournament. He's hit 44% of those. In the last 5 games, Corey Kispert has hit 17 of 38 from beyond the arc. Gonzaga is getting it done from not just the outside, but they're getting it done defensively too. They're getting it done defensively. And I really don't see any weaknesses with Gonzaga. There's no real weaknesses that I've seen throughout this season that tells me, okay, there's a warning that they're not going to win this thing. They are going to win this thing tonight because, like I said, you don't have really any real weaknesses with Gonzaga. Gonzaga averages over 91 points per game, which is number 1 in the country. Who can say that they've led college basketball all season long by averaging that many points? The only team I can say that is the Gonzaga Bulldogs out of the West Coast Conference. They can outscore you. They can defend. Corey Kispert's going to be huge tonight. Jay Ajayi is going to be important for Gonzaga as well. Jalen Suggs is going to be really important for Gonzaga as well. Andrew Nembhard is going to be huge. If Corey Kispert continues to do what he's doing tonight for Gonzaga, Gonzaga is going to win this one. Baylor's going to keep it close. Like I said, it's going to be close. I'm going to say Gonzaga wins by 3. It's going to come down to a final possession like it did in overtime against UCLA. But this time, it's not going to be Jalen Suggs who gets the game-winning opportunity. It's going to be either Jay Ajayi or somebody else that's going to get that opportunity in that moment for Gonzaga to propel them for that championship. I think Jalen Suggs is going to come out of the gates early, and often he's going to score. He's going to try to dictate that defense of Baylor, which I said before in the onslaught, they are stingy. Baylor is stingy defensively. And I said it, and I'll say it again. Baylor has forced opponents into committing turnovers on 24% of their possessions all season long, which is the 8th highest rate in Division I college hoops this year. Baylor is stingy defensively. So Gonzaga is going to have to find a way to score through that stingy defense of Baylor, and I believe they will. And if you look at the assist to field goal ratio for the Bulldogs of Gonzaga, they are just incredible. They've assisted on 69 of 104 field goals, which is a 66% clip over the past 3 games. While Baylor, look at their assist to turnover ratio to assist to field goal ratio. They've connected on 49 of 85. That translates to 57% during the past 3 games. So Baylor has Davion Mitchell, they have Jared Butler, they have MaCio Teague, they have Marv Vital, they have Matthew Meyer. I mean, this is the matchup that everybody's been waiting for tonight in college basketball, and I've been waiting for this matchup all season long. I want to see how Gonzaga is going to play kind of fair against Baylor's stingy defense. I've said it on the onslaught. Baylor is a stingy defense. Their average defensively is 8th in college basketball. They've turned their opponents over on 24% of their possessions all season, which is 8th in the country. Baylor is stingy defensively. So if I'm Coach Murphy, I'm telling my guys, you guys are going to have to be ready for a defensive kind of game because Baylor is stingy. Baylor is a stingy team. Like I said, I gave you all the numbers. You want to follow those numbers, like I said, the numbers don't lie. So when we look at these numbers, guys, I'll say it all again. Baylor is the 8th ranked defensive team in college basketball. They turn opponents over 24% of the time in those situations, which is the 8th highest rate in college hoops. Gonzaga is number 1 in points per game at 92 points per game. 92 points per game. So to me, the matchup's going to be which defense can oppose well. Can Baylor slow down Gonzaga, which I don't believe they will, because to me, Scott Drew's focus is going to be play your game, leave it all out on the court, and let's see if Gonzaga can make mistakes, if they turn it over. Gonzaga can get out of character sometimes, but you know what? Like I said, Gonzaga has no real weaknesses. You could say, okay, I'm concerned about them winning this game. There's no real weaknesses with Gonzaga. They are so deep, they're so talented, they're so good. Like I said, you guys, you have Corey Kispert, West Coast Conference Player of the Year. You have Drew Timme. You have Andrew Nembhard, the transfer from the Florida Gators. You have Jalen Suggs. You have J.A.I.E. I mean, Gonzaga is so deep. They're so talented. They're so good. Most of these guys are going to go pro. I'm telling you, they are all going pro. They are so phenomenal. And I just want to say Gonzaga is going to win this one in a close one. It's going to be a close one tonight. So 9:20 tonight on CBS. Look out for that game. It starts at 9:20 Eastern time. The coverage is going to start at 9 o'clock tonight with a prelude to a national championship. That means they're going to preview this matchup and what you need to look for and what are the keys to this matchup. I gave you all my keys, in my sports report. So remember, I'm Sportscaster United, so I gave you all the keys to this game. I gave you the pick. I gave you my winner. I'm taking Gonzaga over Baylor. I just believe Gonzaga is just a more talented team. They're more deep. They've been impressive all season long and in this tournament. And I say that to say Gonzaga is going to be the 2021 national champs when it's all said and done tonight. Remember, you guys, you can catch tonight's game on CBS at 9:20 Eastern time. The prelude to a national championship will start things at 9 o'clock tonight on CBS, so look out for that on your local CBS station. You can watch this game tonight on the West Coast at 6:20. For those of you on the East Coast, the game's at 9:20 Eastern time. The pregame will start at 9 Eastern time tonight on CBS. Jim Nantz, Grant Hill, Bill Raftery, Tracy Wilson will have the game for you. They'll have to call the action. Greg Gumbel will preview it all with Clark Kellogg, Kenny Smith, Charles Barkley. They'll preview it all tonight from Indianapolis at the Lucas Oil Stadium tonight at 9 o'clock Eastern time on your local CBS affiliate. For those of you on the West Coast, you can catch this game on your local CBS affiliate at 6:20 Eastern time. On the East Coast, it's 9:20 Eastern on CBS. Jim Nantz, Bill Raftery, Grant Hill, Tracy Wilson will have the coverage for you all. Don't forget, you guys, tomorrow we will highlight this game between Baylor and Gonzaga. This should be a good one tonight. This is the matchup we've all been waiting for in college basketball. And I repeat, I will give you all these numbers to look for. Look out for Gonzaga's points per game. Like I said, they average 91 points per game throughout Division I this season, which is number one in the country. They're led by Corey Kispert, West Coast Conference Player of the Year. He's attempted 203 pointers in this tournament. He's hit 44% of those shots. 44% of those. And he's 17 of 38 in his last 5 games. But Baylor, they have good players as well. They have Davion Mitchell. They have Maceo Teague. They have Mark Vital. They have Matthew Meyer. They have good players as well. They're led by Jared Butler, Player of the Year in the Big 12. He's unbelievable as well for Baylor. So I'm not discrediting Baylor all season long, but to me, the key in this match is going to be transition defense. We saw what Baylor did against Oklahoma State in the Big 12 championship game. The transition defense was not good. You have to get back in transition against Gonzaga, or they're going to eat you up alive. They can dissect you all day. Gonzaga is so good. Coach Murphy is going to have those guys ready. So, like I said, you guys, remember you have Corey Kispert for Gonzaga. You have Drew Timme. You have Andrew Nembhard. You have Jay Ajayi. You have Jalen Suggs, a freshman who has been phenomenal in this tournament. Gonzaga has been so dominant in this tournament. They're averaging over 91 points per game. I have not seen Gonzaga exposed all throughout this tournament. I haven't seen them be exposed yet. So we will find out a lot more about Gonzaga tonight against Baylor, because this is the matchup we've all been waiting for. We've been waiting for this matchup all season long in college basketball. We did not get it in the regular season, but we will get it tonight in the tournament. And a national title game, this should be a good one. This should be an interesting matchup. I want to see how close this game will be. And I said I'm going to pick Gonzaga in a 3-point win. I got Gonzaga either winning by 3 or they're going to win by a bucket. It's going to come down to some defensive effort at the end or some buzzer beater at the end, like it did against UCLA. So to me, Baylor is going to look at the match that they had against UCLA, and they're going to take some of those things they did against UCLA and figure, okay, we got to do the same thing. You can't slow down Gonzaga because you try something down. They can come back from deficits. They've done this before. Gonzaga's been in deficits like this before. I keyed in my March Madness preview, they were down a dozen against BYU in the West Coast Conference Tournament Championship game. They came back and they won that game. So Gonzaga can come back from situations like this. They can come back from deficits. Coach Murphy has his guys believing. I believe in the Zags. I believe they're going to win this championship. It'll be their first one in the history of their program. And Coach Murphy deserves the title. And I believe they'll get it tonight against Baylor. Not to take anything away from Baylor. They've had a tremendous season in the Big 12. But this is Gonzaga's year. It's all about the Zags. They're going to get it done. Go Zags. Let's get it done tonight. Do what you guys did against UCLA, but find a way to win it in regulation and not try to go in overtime, because I would love to see a regulation game be played possession by possession. It's going to come down to possessions. Who can make the big plays when it matters most tonight? And I'm going Gonzaga over Baylor in a 3-point game, either in regulation or overtime. But this time, the player that's going to get that last shot, it's not going to be Jalen Suggs. I believe it's going to come down to either Corey Kispert or it's going to be Drew Timme, who's led this tournament for Gonzaga. Remember, you guys, I said before, Corey Kispert has attempted 203 pointers in this tournament. He's connected on 44% of those, and he's 17 of 38 in his last 5 games in this tournament for Gonzaga. 17 of 38 in the last 5 games for Corey Kispert. He's connected on 44% of his threes. He's attempted over 200 of these in the tournament so far for Gonzaga, and he's connected on 44% of these. So with that said, you guys, I hope you all enjoyed today's Sports Report edition for this Monday. I hope you all have a tremendous day. I am Sportscaster89. So please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I do these every day, Monday through Friday. We dive into the sports report that we do every day. We dive into the NHL that we do, NBA, hockey, baseball. We dive into it all. I give you all the highlights from the games from the previous night. Tomorrow, Sports Report. We're going to highlight the national championship game between Baylor and Gonzaga. So stick and stay with that tomorrow. So come back tomorrow for that. We will dive into the NBA highlights from last night. We'll dive into the hockey highlights. We will also dive into the baseball highlights as well. And we'll give you the sports menu for the Tuesday edition of the Sports Report. So come back tomorrow, everyone. I am Sportscaster89 saying have a great day. And don't forget, you guys, before you go, like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I am Sportscaster89. Please like and subscribe. Click the notification bell on the right-hand side. Subscribe. You get all my notifications when I go live, when I do my sports reports, when I do my commentating. So this channel is for me to do my sportscasting. So please like and subscribe. And if you don't mind, please donate. I'm asking for any kind of donation, whether it's small, big, doesn't matter. I need to continue to do this so I can do this on all my platforms so I can educate you guys on what's going on in sports and inform you all on what's going on, and you be entertained of what's happening in and around sports, because sports is back. Sports is back, you guys. We have fans in the stands now. Sports is back. So it's my job to educate you all on what's happening in sports, to inform you all what's going on in and around the sports world, and to entertain you all what's going on in and around the sports world. So please like and subscribe to my channel on YouTube at Sportscaster89. That's my channel. I am Sportscaster89. You can follow me on my YouTube page. You can follow me on Facebook. I'm on Instagram at Sportscaster89. And also follow my channel, which is Sportscaster89, where I do my sports reports on a daily basis. I will inform you all what's going on in sports, entertain you all what's going on in sports, and educate you all what's going on in sports. Like I said, sports is back. Fans are back in the stands and in some of the major league ballparks. Hockey is going on right now. NBA is going on right now. Second half of the season. College basketball tonight will crown a national champion on the men's side. So don't forget, you guys, Baylor and Gonzaga on CBS at 9:20 Eastern Time. 9:20 tonight on CBS, Gonzaga and Baylor, the national championship in Division I college basketball, where Gonzaga is looking to finish up their season with a perfect season on the line. Gonzaga's trying to finish the season perfect at 30-0. The last team to do it was the Indiana Hoosiers, coached by you-know-who, Bob Knight. Coached by Bobby Knight in 1976. That's the last team to win the college basketball tournament undefeated. Every other team has tried, but the only team that did it was Indiana back in the 70s, where they had Coach Bobby Knight. Quinn Butner played for them. So this is an opportunity for Gonzaga to get it done and be the first team to do it, and I believe they will. So don't forget, you guys, at Sportscaster89 on YouTube, at Sportscaster89 on Instagram. You can go on my Facebook page where I post this, and you can hear more about the highlights I did today. So don't forget, you guys, tomorrow is a Tuesday edition of the report. We are going to dive into all what happened into the college basketball national championship game. We're going to dive into the NBA highlights last night. We'll dive into the hockey highlights and also highlight baseball as well. So don't forget, you guys, like and subscribe to my channel. I am Sportscaster89. Wishing you all a tremendous Monday, and see you all tomorrow for another sports report right here on my YouTube channel. So don't forget to like and subscribe on my channel. Also, don't forget to please donate if you can. Doesn't matter the donation. Doesn't matter if it's small or big. because there's 3 things on this channel that I'm doing for my sports reports: inform, entertain, educate. Those are the 3 facets of this channel right here: inform, educate, entertain. Those are the 3 facets. This is why I'm doing this, you guys, because I am doing this to let you all know what's going on in sports. I know you don't have time to watch sports on television, so here I am doing it on my channel so I can give you all the ins and the ins and outs of what's going on in and around sports. Because, like I said, sports is back. Fans are back in the stands. We're getting close to having some kind of normalcy again. So fans are back in the stands in all of Major League ballparks. We're getting back to some kind of normalcy. So sports is back. Sports is the high point of everybody's day. So don't forget, you guys, tomorrow I'm doing another sports report. So with that said, I hope you all have a tremendous Monday. I am Sportscaster89 signing off. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel at Sportscaster89 on YouTube. Don't forget to donate if you can. And don't forget the 3 facets, like I said, on my channel. I inform, I entertain, I educate you all on what's going on in and around the sports world. So I do this all day, every day, because I watch sports all day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I am trying to be a sportscaster. So remember, the 3 facets of my channel are to inform, educate, entertain you all on what's going on in and around the sports world. So with that said, you guys, have a tremendous Monday. I am Sportscaster89 signing out. See you all tomorrow for another report. Have a tremendous day. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, please. Please subscribe. Please click the notification button on the right-hand side to subscribe. Get all my videos. If you want it personalized, that's fine. If you don't want none of my videos, that's fine too. But please subscribe. Click the all button on the right-hand side. You want all my videos when I do my reports, when I do my commentating. This is what this channel is all about. I'm trying to lift it up so I can get more subscribers. Please, please, please subscribe at Sportscaster89. You're listening to a sports report on my channel. I'm signing out. This is Sportscaster89. Have a tremendous Monday, and we will see you all tomorrow for another sports report. Make it a great day, everyone. Sportscaster89 signing out.